Welcome everyone to Easy Data Science. Today we'll be learning about one of the most used bundle program that there is out there for data science, and that is Anaconda Navigator, or just Anaconda. This program here, it is a open source, which means it's a free version for anybody who is learning on their own or maybe doing data science work on their own. You can go to any search engine and type in Anaconda Navigator. Let's see here, what one? Here we go. Allows you to use different packages like SciPy, Spider, NumPy, Jupyter Notebooks, Pandas, and so on. And it allows you to install the program just like you would. For Windows, there's a 32-bit and there's a 64-bit installer, and it's up to the current version of Python, which is 3.8. And they also give you a link to download the program for a Mac computer, which would be very similar to your typical process of installing a program on Mac. And also Linux computers, it gives you a typical version of installing it for a Linux computer. Now let's get to the actual program. So here we are. Here is Anaconda Navigator. Once you've gone through installing the items that you want to use, you will have a list of programs. Here's the bottom of it, and here's the top. The CMD prompt is very similar to a terminal or maybe command line, so I'll show you how it look like. There you go. So just like any under terminal or command line, you would type in different commands to get to the Python program if you are used to working in that type of environment. Next is the Jupyter Notebooks, and that is going to be where you have your code typed out and it'll display graphs or charts that you have worked on in some project in data science. So it works as a local server within your computer system. It'll use your file system and create its own local server, so you're able to work on projects and be able to do the work. So let's see here. One example is this one here. It takes a while for it to load. So this is using the Python programming language, and it has different commands that you can do, like checking different items within a file of the data and so on. All right, and another one is also PowerShell prompt, which is very similar to a newer version of the command line. So that is it for that. And Spider, which is more of a visual portion of how you would type in the code, execute it, and be able to see any graphs or plots of that code that you used. So to the right, it is kind of like a scrap pad where you would type in your code that, let's say, you're tinkering with. Then to your right on top would be the, let's say, the list of the items in that data file, or there would be a space for the graphs. Then at the bottom right would be the area where you type in the code and it would execute it. So, and just quickly move on to the other areas of this, like PyCharm is a version where it's a combination of doing kind of like a web-based editor, like Adobe Bracket or GitHub's Atom, where you can edit code and also with not just Python code, but other different languages like HTML and SQL. And then next would be a program that's used to really to deal with R code, and that'll allow you to either make really great observations, and it'd be something similar to what you can do with Python. But moving on to the other areas like environments will allow you to update a certain package, part of the Anaconda Navigator, without dealing to update every other program too within there. And the next one's the learning section, gives you more of tutorials of different aspects like of TensorFlow, or if you want to learn more about how you can do different things in Jupyter Notebooks or in the Spider program. There's actually a good amount of information here. And lastly is the community section where it talks about past, and I guess past ones, either conferences or talks that has to do with data science or data itself. Okay, with that in mind, I think this is a good ending point for the video. The next video I'll be talking about which programming language should you start? Should you start with Python, which is more mainstream, or should you go with R code, which would be more of a researcher type of choice? All right, we'll see what we come up with when we look into that question. Have a good day, everyone.